The next tool we're going to cover is the Follow Me tool. And as well, we're going to look at reverse, orient, and intersect faces. So to begin, what we need to do is actually open up a large tool set. Until now, we've just been using the Getting Started tool set. So let me show you how that works. So on our toolbar right up here, if we right click, if we go down to Large Tool Set, open that up, it's going to actually give us some of these tools that were in the Getting Started toolbar, but it's also going to show us some other new tools as well. So to save space for your extensions that you might start, downloading and installing into SketchUp, you can go ahead and turn that off if you'd like. So that is called the Getting Started toolbar. So it's checked right here. We'll uncheck it. And then what we can do is actually just start moving some of these extensions up. It's not that intuitive, so you kind of have to move everything yourself. And it's always with those little dots right on the corner. They'll tell you where to begin and start pulling these up. So we'll put that in here, and I think that kind of gives us a little bit more space. So yeah, so what we're going to do is look at an example here of like a countertop, for example. This is a 2-inch thick countertop. And what we want to do, let's say our customer wants to do like a bullnose edged all the way around on this countertop. We can use the Follow Me tool to do that pretty quickly and easily. So what we'd want to do is start by creating a profile of a bullnose, full bullnose. So what we'd use is the 2-point arc first to kind of get this going. We select our first edge, corner, endpoint, and then we select the second endpoint. And then we're going to pull it out on that green axis because that's where we're at, where it's oriented. And then right down here at the bottom right, we've got that bulge measurement. So let's just go 2 inches because we want this bullnose to be a 2-inch depth of a bullnose. So there's our profile. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and select the top face, and you can actually just do the edges as well. Excuse me. So we want to just select the edges all the way around that we want a bullnose. But you can actually just do the face. It'll be intuitive enough to actually go around the whole thing. But once we select that, we go ahead and come over here to the Follow Me button, and it's still activated. So you're not clicking anything just yet, but you come to the face of what you've just created, that profile, and then you just click it once. And then you've got your bullnose that wraps all the way around it. So this is really good for, you can do like gutters with this pretty well if you just create a profile and just follow the face of what you want to, cover with that gutter. But what we see here now is we've got a face that is, we're showing the front of the face, which is in white. And then the profile of this is all, the bullnose is all reversed, showing the back side. So this is where we can show you a new trick here. So we're going to select the object, and what we want to do is, we want to basically reverse this face. So if we just clicked on one of these edges, we can right click and you can select reverse faces, and that will reverse the face of this face that you've selected only. But let's say you have a lot more of these and you want to do it all at one time. Here's a quicker way to do that. So I'm going to undo what I just did. And if you right click here and then you go to Orient Faces, now you're always going to do this. You're going to right click on the face that you want oriented. So if you want everything to show on the front side here, right click on a front piece of whatever it's attached to, or a front faces, I should say. But go ahead and right click on that and then just say Orient Faces, and everything it's attached to is going to reverse back to what you wanted up here. So that's a really good way to get all of your faces showing the front way. And why that's important is mostly for like rendering purposes with light bleed. When you have all of the front faces showing outward, you can start creating solids, and what that's going to do is allow light to stay within your box. So if you have a house and you want to make sure that everything is super tight and sealed up, you can do that by making sure everything's a solid when you build it. So it's good practice in SketchUp. I don't particularly use it all the time, but I try to do it as much as I possibly can. And then just to show you another example of the Follow Me tool. So this would be, an example of a roof. This is all grouped, so we actually have to get in to this group before we can actually do anything. So right, again, we need to select the face that we want to, create our roof. And then we're going to click on that Follow Me tool button, and then we're just going to click on that profile, and that's going to create a roof all the way around, which is really cool. So now you can kind of see that we've got some like leftovers here. And the way to fix that is actually intersect faces is probably the best way to do it. So if we select basically just everything here, you could just go back and, do what you need, shift, and then just select the areas that you want to intersect. But since all this is contained, I'm just going to go ahead and actually jump back into the group, select everything, and then I'm going to right click and then hit intersect faces. And then you can do that with the model, I believe is the way you want to do that. And so what that did was it actually created lines here where so I can start erasing some of this extra, hangover. So I'll just take the eraser tool and just carefully just kind of come back in and then erase, things that I need to erase. And I think we can do that over here as well. Excuse me. And we'll just do, and you got to be kind of careful because if you erase the wrong line, then you'll erase the roof there. So what you want to do is just kind of do one at a time, sometimes two at a time, and just make sure you're getting what you want erased. So that's a really great way to, do a roof. It works, most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes you got some pretty tricky roofs that are, hard to do, but you definitely want to, maybe give that a shot first to see if that's something that could work for you. But that'd be a way to do it. And then finally, I wanted to show you one other way that you could use the Follow Me tool. Creating circles are, pretty easy in SketchUp, but creating like a sphere is actually really tricky. So this is a really easy way to do it. What you're seeing here is just two circles, and the circle is, they're both the same size, and the one circle here is right at the midpoint of this circle. So the bottom of this circle is right directly on the midpoint of this circle. And if we, select our face again and then hit that Follow Me tool button and then select our profile, we actually can get a sphere out of that. So that's really cool to do. And you can, group it, and then, when we can scale with it. And I don't know if we've gone over scaling yet, but S is the shortcut key for scaling. And, once you have it grouped, you can actually take these little bars right here and go up and down and do some scaling. So very cool button, very, very useful for a lot of applications in SketchUp. So hopefully it's helped.